and welcome to Andy's Clownish Creations. In this video I'm going to be turning a bowl out of this bowl blank, square blank, and here I've had it on the bandsaw and cut it round and then put a 6mm hole in the middle of one side so that it'll fit onto my woodworm screw on the chuck. Screw it on there, it's nice and firm. That's not going anywhere, but I'll still bring up the tailstock just as extra support, especially while roughing it out. I always start the machine up before advancing the tailstock. Seems to find centre better. Lock it all off, bring up the tool rest, speed's about 500, and I've got a 1/2 inch bowl gouge, and at the moment I'm just going to be turning it to round, take off all those flat spots and get it round. It's a very heavy wood, this, but it's relatively easy to turn. You can see there, it's nice and round. I've got some nasty tear out on the edge, so now I just turn the tool rest around, and I'm flattening off that face so that I can put a mortise in the bottom. I've got my calipers set to the size of my chuck, and I'm just putting that left hand edge onto the piece of wood until they both marry up. And then I've got an old mortise chisel that I'm using as a scraper, and you see some really nice streamers coming off of the wood. It does cut nicely, even though it's very hard. And I'm just going down to probably about a 5mm depth, so that my chuck's got a good hold on the bowl. And now I'm making a dovetail on the side of the mortise there to give the jaws a good grip. And now I'm starting to create a shape with the 1/2 inch bowl gouge, and I'm going for a sort of a UFO, flying saucer type of design. There I'm just eyeing up what I think's the centre of the thickness of the piece, and I'm going to be doing a sort of a scoop effect from the base up to that centre line, and then I'm going to repeat the same design on the top side as I've got on the bottom. Here I've got a negative rake round nose scraper. The negative rake is basically it's just a scraper with a bevel on, on the top and the bottom, and I quite like it like this. It's a little more forgiving than a standard scraper, which you can actually get catches from, because they can dig in a little bit, but the negative rake, you rarely get a catch from a negative rake scraper. And it's still, you can see there's some really nice fine shavings coming off there, so it does work very well. I've got a little bit of a couple of low spots there, so I'm just putting the pencil on, just so that when I go over it again, if I get rid of those pencil marks, I've got a good idea that I'll have got those patches covered. So that's the shape that I want on the bottom half. So I go at it with the sandpaper, and I've skipped a little bit here because I don't want you to see the finished piece of wood until I do the top. So I'm sort of keeping you in suspense a little bit until I've shaped and polished the top half, and then you'll be able to see what the wood looks like. Here I'm using I think it's about 40mm Forstner bit, and this is going to be where the tea light is going in. So whatever size your tea light is, that's the size of the hole that you need to make. The Forstner bit isn't quite big enough, so I'm just finishing it off with the mortise chisel, and there you can see it fits in there nicely. So back to the 1/2 inch bowl gouge, just flattening off that little section around the edge of the hole, and then I can go back and put that. I'm bringing up the tailstock again, just as a bit of safety, and I can create that sort of hollowed out shape to match the bottom. So I'll be going fairly close to the edge of the hole where the tea light fits, and I'm just eyeing it and just taking it as it comes, and getting that angle, sort of matching the bottom half, but obviously it's still got to come through, and it's got to meet up where the tea light is, and also where the centre line is as well. So that shape's got to go between those 2 points. Fairly happy with that. So back with the negative rake scraper. That's about a 1-inch wide one, negative rake scraper, and that helps to remove any sort of ridges and hollows, and it leaves a nice smooth finish. That's about it, except for just to round over the edge there. I don't want any sharp parts to it, and just round it over there nicely. And then I think we look like we're ready for sanding. So I'll start off with a 120 grit, and I'll go down to 400 with the sandpaper, and I'll skip through the various stages. And here I am with actually I've just gone past the 400, and I've got a bit of wet and dry, which is about actually I think it's about 1,000, but just to help give it a really high shine. And then I've got my abrasive paste. Put the abrasive paste on. The chuck's running at about 500 at the moment, and then I just speed it up to 1,000, 1,200 while I apply the paste. It just speeds up the process, and you can see there a nice shine starting to develop. Put a little bit more on because I can. And that's looking pretty nice. So get the wood wax, homemade again. I've got a couple of videos showing you how to make these too, if you want to check it out. And just give it a polish up. Again, turn the speed up to about 1200 to get some heat in there, and then get a clean cloth and buff it up. Simple as that. Just be careful with any cloths during turning, and only hold them loosely in your hand in case it catches anywhere. And that's it. Nice finish. So there we have it. Well, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I've never heard of it before, but the wood is Newtonia, something like that. I'll look it up and I'll pop it underneath when I've checked it out. But it's a piece of wood I've had for a while, and I thought it'd be a nice one to turn into a tea light. I'll give you some dimensions. It is 5 inches across, it is 2 inches high, and it's hollowed out for one of the little battery tea lights. So there's no need to put a glass insert in there. You can just put it straight into the wood, which is handy. But hopefully you can see there, it's turned out really nice. I'll put some pictures up at the end. It's a very hard piece of wood, but it wasn't difficult to turn, and it does take a nice finish with it being so hard. I put some little rings in the bottom, and I will leave the mortise in the bottom. I don't mind that at all, and it's a sort of a kind of a spaceshipy type shape. But I've seen it. I saw the shape on, or a similar shape on Pinterest, I think it was, and I liked it. And especially with the tea light in it, it kind of works. There we go. It kind of works nicely, and it's a nice fit in there. I won't be able to get it out now. But yeah, a nice little object, and I'm pretty sure that'd go well at a craft fair or something like that, if you're so inclined. And yeah, so nice little project. If you liked it, give it that thumbs up, and share if you can. If you are a subscriber, that's great. If you're not, if you could subscribe, you can click on my little picture at the end, or somewhere underneath there. Gives you the option to subscribe, and if you do subscribe, there's a little bell at the side. If you click on that, ring the notification bell. It allows you, it lets you know when my next video is up, and so you can watch them all. So I don't know whether you can hear it outside. It's been blowing a gale today. It's been raining pretty much over the Christmas holiday, and and the wind's got up quite strong today. But I'm in the workshop. I haven't got the fire going, but it's a bit chilly, but not too bad. So anyway, I do hope you've all had a lovely Christmas. It's just after Christmas now, but it's not. It's actually New Year's Eve that I'm doing this. So I hope you all have a very happy New Year, and I will see you in the New Year, unless this goes out after tonight, which it may well do, but I don't know yet. It depends whether I get time. Anyway, my name's Andy Paramore. This is Andy's Cornish Creations, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.